Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Friday, July 17th, 2020. Just pulling out some more produce out of the garden today. So everything is looking good. So I want to do a video today. Well, before we get into the video, I want to remind everybody I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And that I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway contest for showing support for Happy Prepper. I know he's pushing 5,000 subscribers now, so I'm really happy for him, and so that's a good thing. So we way up there, Beck. Thank you. So we're going to be announcing that tonight on the live stream, and I don't know exactly what time I'm going to do that. I'll make that decision when we get there. Maybe halfway through, maybe 3/4 of the way through the show. So you'll have to tune in to see if you are the winner of the giveaway contest. All right? And again, that was my way of saying thank you to you guys for, showing the support for that young man and helping his channel grow. All right? And topic for tonight's live stream to be determined. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do that topic on yet. All right. So, all right, let's get into today's video. We're going to be doing 6 tips to conserve water for survival. All right. And these are probably things that you don't think about on an everyday basis, but it really is going to make a big difference in a post-event, especially depending on what part of the country you're in. I mean, like where I'm at in New York, we got water everywhere. We're very fortunate. Water is literally everywhere. So our biggest concern up here would be purifying water, making sure it's drinkable. So we're going to go with, but now like if you're in Arizona and there's limited water, obviously it's going to be a whole different thing. So we're going to go over 6 tips that you can use to conserve water. Okay, number 1 is going to be limit how much you drink. And that's kind of, people are going to be like, well, what do you mean by that? All right, well, when you drink too much water, you urinate much more often, okay, and you're wasting fluids with doing that. So you really want to conserve how much you're drinking, especially if you have a limited amount of water on hand. You're not going to want to drink like you normally drink water. Okay, so you're going to want to really kind of limit your intake so that you can conserve water and you're not wasting water. Because especially if you have no idea when you're going to get fresh drinking water again, that is definitely a consideration that you need to think about. Okay. Number 2, avoid diuretic drinks and food. Now, a couple examples would be caffeine, ginger, and alcohol. Okay. When you're taking those are more of a natural diuretic, and you're going to urinate more. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I can absolutely attest to the alcohol and the caffeine. If I drink a cup of coffee or if I drink a beer, once I start urinating, it's all over. Forget about it. I'm just going to go and go and go. So those are natural diuretics. So those are things that you're really going to want to limit, at that point, because it's going to make a big difference, because you don't want to urinate as often at that point. So you're going to really want to watch that, okay? Number 3, don't overexert yourself. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you get sweating, you're losing a lot of fluids through your sweat. It's your body's way of trying to cool yourself. So if you're overexerting yourself, you're going to be losing a lot of fluid through sweat, because that's a body's natural way of keeping your body cool. Okay, so you're going to lose a lot of water that way. So you really want to kind of, especially depending on the temperature and all that type of stuff as well. So you're really going to want to watch how much activity you're doing and stuff like that. Okay. So number 4 is going to be maintain a normal body temperature. And again, what do I mean by that, right? So when you're too cold, you shiver, which burns energy. Your body has to burn up more energy, so you're using more water when you're doing that. So when you're too cold and you're shivering, you're using too much. When you're too hot, as I was talking here just a minute ago, you sweat more. You can lose so much body fluid through sweating, because again, your body's trying to keep you cool. So you want to try to really focus on keeping your body maintained at a normal temperature. Okay. Let's see. Number 5. Consume carbohydrates. Okay. When you're eating, you don't want to eat proteins or fats so much, because proteins and fats use a lot more water to process them. All right, so your body's using a lot more water to process your fats and your proteins. So carbohydrates is what you're going to want to use, because they use, or what you're going to want to eat. He's over there singing. I'm making a video. I'm making a video. Stop singing. You're scaring my. Stop singing. You're scaring my subscribers. Stop singing. You're scaring my subscribers. I'm making a video. It's okay. Carbohydrates use a lot less water to break down. Okay, so that's the reason you want to have carbohydrates and not your proteins and your fats, if you're really worrying about how much water that you have available and stuff like that. Okay. And number 6, and this one is one that I think a lot of people don't think about, is practice proper breathing. Okay, breathe normally. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you're breathing through your mouth, you're using a lot more water. Okay, you're using a lot more water than when you breathe through your nose. Number 2, with breathing through your nose and practicing normal breathing, it helps calm you down. Okay, so that's important as well. You want to stay calm. You don't want to get yourself all worked up, and that type of thing. So those are really some very simple tips that can help you think about things at that time to conserve water. Like I said, where I'm at, we're very, very fortunate. We have a lot of water all over the place up here. Now, it's been a more dry summer up here than normal, but we did get rain last night, and, we did have rain, the other day. That other day was a great storm. It was an awesome storm, and it really, when you have those kind of storms that come in, that fills up your aquifers again, all that water seeping into the ground and stuff like that, it's a really, really good thing. So, like today, we did not water the garden today because we had more than enough rain last night that we didn't need to. So, I'll water again tomorrow because we're not supposed to get any rain today. So again, it's those are things, like with a garden, you have to think about that too. Now again, so there's another thing to think about. If you're growing vegetables, depending on where you're at in the country, how much water are you using to keep those vegetables going? So, those are other things to think about in consideration as far as conserving water as well. Rain catchment systems are awesome. We have the rain catchment system, and I'll show you. Now, with the new buildings, I can do the same thing here with the new buildings. I could put a gutter system on this side and put a gutter system on that side, have it run down and have a rain barrel there. I could do the same thing. I would actually probably collect more off of the woodshed because it's a larger surface. So if I put a gutter on the back of the woodshed and put a couple of rain barrels or even another large tank, that could be filled up really rather quickly. So here's something I want. So we have over here, we have the 550 gallon water tank. That's basically from the house, both sides. The gutters are on both sides, and that fills that tank up. So I'm going to take you over here real quick and show you. Just kick this off. Okay, so there is our runoff here. So when that water gets up to here, then the water dumps out. Okay, so we're pretty much almost full with this tank. Now this tank, before the last couple of rainstorms, was down. I had about 250 gallons left, I think would be my guess. So with a couple of rainstorms, over 300 gallons went into this tank. Now this tank was a white tank, okay? I spray painted it black. The spray paint that I used, and I'll never forget when I did it, and I did this several years ago when we first got the building in and we put the tank in. I had spray painted it, and people were like, "Oh, that's not going to last. That's not going to help that at all. That's not going to last." Well, the spray paint that I in the can was 99 cents a can. Okay, and since we did the initial spray paint job, you can see a couple spots here. I have used over the last several years. I think I've used 2 cans of spray paint just to touch stuff up. Down through here, I've never had to retouch any of this up at all. So and the reason that you spray paint the tank is because if it stays white, the sunlight is going to get in there and it's going to turn that water. You're going to have a lot of algae and stuff like that. So that's why you spray paint the tank. It keeps it dark. That water, or the sunlight's not penetrating the tank, and the water stays fresh. So that's why we do that. But I have right now probably 20 cans of spray paint that I haven't even used. Again, that I bought several years ago. So great investment. So somebody had asked me, and I wanted to address this. What happens to this in the winter? How do you keep it from freezing? Well, it does freeze every winter. All right, it does not blow out. I have had it here for several years now. What could I do to stop this from freezing? Actually, it's really simple. Thermal mass. If I took dirt, or if I took wood chips and I buried this thing, excuse me again, with wood chips, that would act as a thermal mass. That would keep it so that it was warm enough that the water would not freeze. It doesn't really matter. I don't use it in the winter, so I'm not concerned about that. Obviously, if it's an emergency situation, that's a whole different kettle of fish, because it's another 550-gallon resource of water available. So that would be important, okay? But right now it's not. So, but yes, it does freeze in the winter. But I could counteract that by, again, using a thermal mass over this whole tank, and that would keep that, with no problem at all. So, just kind of sharing that with you guys. Chickens are all chilling out back here. It's been a very nice day so far. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now. It's about 80 degrees. We have a nice breeze. As you can see, the flags are blowing there. And so anyway, again, obviously I fly a bunch of flags. You can see them now. We got new flags on the building here. We put the 2 new ones up here. I got them all over, all down the driveway. If you would like me to fly the flag of your country, I'd be more than happy to do so, okay? If you already see one of the flags here and you decide you want to send me another flag, like the Canadian flag, I got a lot of viewers from Canada. If you would like to send me another Canadian flag to have as a backup, that's great, because they wear out over time. I mean, that's what happens. So, like my American flag that I have there, that's getting older. That has been up there flying, oh God, I couldn't even tell you how long. But at some point I'm going to need to replace that flag. I have a lot of American flags, so that's not an issue. But so anyway, that's what's going on here today at the homestead. Again, join me tonight, 8 p.m. for the live stream. We're also, again, I don't know what the topic is going to be yet. You'll see it in the description when I set it up. But also remember, we're going to be doing the giveaway. We're going to announce who the winner of the giveaway contest. You can still get in. You still have time. You go back to the video from a couple days ago for the giveaway contest. You can get into that so you can have a chance to win. Okay? So I hope, you can join me tonight. I will be announcing that winner tonight on the live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody then. The garden has just been doing fantastic, guys. It's unbelievable. And the produce we're getting already is just crazy. So it's going to be a good year for a garden. Real good year. It's doing very well. And there is little Miss Molly. Little Miss Molly. Hi, baby girl. She's so tiny. I cannot believe this little bitty girl had 5 kittens. Yep. Well, she's fixed now, so she'll never have any more. No, you will not. No, you will not. So, she's a good cat. All right, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So that's really important as well. Also, remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from that negativity, and you will be fine. I will talk to you all tonight. I will see you then. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.